Hello friends. September is arriving with more changes, deadlines, and updates than most people realize, and several of them have hard cutoff dates that will not extend. Today, I am going through everything that is starting, expiring, or reaching a critical deadline this September, so you have the full picture before any of these windows close. Before we get into it, if you are 60 or older, already retired or getting close, and you have ever felt like the Social Security and Medicare system was designed to confuse you on purpose, I put something together for you. It is called the American Retiree's Money Playbook. Every rule, every form, every phone number, all checked against the 2026 government figures and written in plain English. People who have gone through it have caught Medicare overcharges, found Social Security money they were owed for years, and stopped paying taxes on benefits they never should have been taxed on in the first place. Link in the description and pinned comment, or scan the QR code on TV. Now let's get into it. Change number 1. The letters arriving in your mailbox this month that most people throw away and that could cost them thousands of dollars next year. Starting September 1st through September 30th, every Medicare Advantage and Part D plan is legally required to send every enrolled member an annual Notice of Change, the ANOC. This document tells you every change your plan is making for 2027. Which drugs are moving to a higher cost tier or being removed from the formulary. Which doctors are leaving the network, whether your premium is increasing, and whether benefits like dental, vision, or OTC allowances are changing. Most people receive this letter and set it aside without reading it. This is one of the most financially costly habits in retirement. 3 things to check when your ANOC arrives. First, your specific medications against the new formulary. Insurance companies are eliminating expensive brand-name drugs from their formularies and moving patients to higher-cost tiers. A drug moving from Tier 2 to Tier 4 can mean $50 to $100 more per month in copays. If a medication is being removed entirely, you need either a different plan or a prior authorization exception. And you need to know now in September, not in January when you are already locked in. Second, verify your doctors are still in network. Provider network changes take effect January 1st. If your primary care physician or a specialist is leaving your plan, you need to know before October 15th to switch plans or establish care with an in-network alternative. Third, note any premium changes. Even $15 to $20 more per month adds $180 to $240 per year. September is the only month you have this information before open enrollment opens October 15th. SHIP counselors, free, unbiased Medicare advisors available in every state, are still accessible in September before the enrollment rush hits in October. Call 1-800-MEDICARE to find your local SHIP program. Change number 2. The month that determines how much your Social Security check increases next January. And a tax trap most seniors are not thinking about. September is the third and final month of the 3-month window the Bureau of Labor Statistics uses to calculate the 2027 cost of living adjustment. July and August data have already been collected. September's Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners, the CPIW, will be published in mid-October, and SSA will announce the official 2027 COLA almost immediately after. Current independent projections from analysts tracking the data sit at approximately 3.4 to 3.6% on the current average Social Security benefit of $2,071 per month. A 3.5% increase would add approximately $72 per month starting January 2027. What happens in September matters. If energy prices spike this month, if grocery costs accelerate, the final number moves higher. If inflation continues to cool, it lands at the lower end. You will know the official number in October. But the data being collected right now, this month, is what sets it. Here is the tax issue most people are not thinking about in connection with the COLA. The thresholds at which Social Security benefits become subject to federal income tax. $25,000 for single filers and $32,000 for married couples have not changed since 1983 and 1993. They are not indexed to inflation. They do not adjust with COLAs. A senior whose provisional income is currently just below those thresholds may cross them for the first time next year simply because their Social Security benefit increased. If your provisional income, All non-Social Security income plus 50% of your annual Social Security benefit currently sits within $1,500 to $2,000 of those thresholds. Run the updated numbers after the official COLA announcement in October. The new $6,000 senior deduction from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act may help offset this. It reduces adjusted gross income and, in turn, reduces provisional income. But you need to run your specific numbers to know. Change number 3. The Medicare benefit that expires September 30th and that you have already paid for. If you are enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes an over-the-counter benefit, your Q3 allowance covering July, August, and September expires September 30th. Any balance remaining on your OTC card after that date disappears permanently. It does not roll over to Q4. It does not appear as a credit elsewhere. It is simply gone. According to eHealth data, the average senior with an OTC benefit loses more than $500 per year in unused allowances simply because they did not spend the balance before each quarterly deadline. If you have not used your Q3 balance, you have until September 30th. Call the member services number on the back of your Medicare card and ask, "What is my current Q3 OTC balance?" Then, spend it on vitamins, pain relievers, dental care products, blood pressure monitors, first aid supplies, or any other eligible item before the end of the month. If you are not sure whether your plan includes an OTC benefit, that same phone call will tell you. And if your plan does not currently include it, the October 15th open enrollment window is your opportunity to switch to a plan that does for 2027. Change number 4. The paper check deadline that has been extended twice and that will not be extended again. September 30th, 2026 is the final deadline for all Social Security and federal benefit recipients to transition away from paper checks. The U.S. Treasury and SSA have been warning about this transition for more than a year. The deadline has been extended twice from earlier target dates. According to SSA's communications, it will not be extended again. Anyone still receiving a paper check in the mail as of September 30th faces a disruption to their October payment. The transition to electronic payment is required and has two options. Enroll in direct deposit to a personal bank account or obtain a Direct Express government-issued debit card. Direct deposit can be set up through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov or by calling SSA at 1-800-772-1213. You will need your bank's routing number and your account number. The Direct Express card can be obtained by calling 1-800-333-1795. If you genuinely cannot use either of these options, no bank account, no ability to obtain a prepaid card, a documented hardship, there is a formal exemption process through the U.S. Treasury at 1-855-2901-545. But the exemption must be applied for proactively. Ignoring the transition and continuing to expect a paper check in October will not work. Change number 5. The property tax application window that is closing in most states right now. In the majority of states, the deadline to apply for senior property tax exemptions, assessment freezes, or deferrals falls between August and October, with many counties setting their cutoff in September. If you own your home and are 65 or older, you may qualify for a program that reduces your assessed value, freezes your assessment, or defers your taxes. These programs exist in every state. Most eligible seniors have never applied. Missing the September or October cutoff means paying full property taxes for another entire year with no retroactive recovery. Call your county assessor this week. The number is on your most recent property tax bill. Ask what senior programs are available and what the application deadline is. Change number 6. The quarterly tax deadline on September 15th. If you receive income without automatic withholding, IRA withdrawals, pension distributions, rental income, self-employment, you may be required to make quarterly estimated tax payments. The Q3 2026 deadline is September 15th. Missing it generates an underpayment penalty at approximately 8% annualized. If you have not updated your quarterly payments to account for the new $6,000 senior deduction from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, September 15th is the moment to recalculate. You may be overpaying, or if your income increased this year, you may need to increase your payment to avoid a penalty in April. Change number 7. The new medical conditions that qualify for accelerated Social Security disability approval, effective now. SSA recently expanded its Compassionate Allowances program by adding 14 new serious medical conditions to the list that qualifies for expedited disability benefit approval. The Compassionate Allowances program is designed for conditions so severe that standard processing times, which can run 3 to 6 months or longer, are inappropriate. Applications flagged under Compassionate Allowances are typically approved in days or weeks rather than months. The newly added conditions include rare forms of cancer, severe neurological disorders, and other serious diagnoses. If you or a family member has received a serious diagnosis recently and has not yet filed for Social Security disability benefits, or filed and is waiting in a lengthy review queue, check whether the condition appears on the updated Compassionate Allowances list at ssa.gov/compassionate allowances. If it qualifies, notify SSA specifically that the application should be reviewed under the Compassionate Allowances program. This designation can dramatically accelerate the timeline for receiving benefits. So, here is September in one place. Your Medicare ANOC letter arrives this month. Read it carefully for formulary changes, network changes, and premium increases before open enrollment opens October 15th. September is the final measurement month for the 2027 COLA. Official announcement comes in October. Current projection, 3.4 to 3.6%, and a higher COLA may push some seniors above the Social Security tax threshold for the first time. Your Medicare Advantage OTC benefit for Q3 expires September 30th. Call today and use your balance before it disappears. Paper checks end September 30th. Set up direct deposit or direct express now if you have not. Property tax exemption deadlines are closing in most counties. Call your assessor this week. Estimated tax Q3 deadline is September 15th. Verify your payments account for the $6,000 senior deduction. And SSA expanded Compassionate Allowances with 14 new diagnoses. Check the updated list if a serious medical condition is part of your situation. Subscribe. Share this with someone you know who receives Social Security or Medicare, and I'll see you in the next one.